this is fermented tea leaves that people in the northern Thailand use for eating. Yes, this is the same leaves, and it's from the same plant as the tea we normally use for drinking. This, you know what it is, no? The drinking tea, I guess. So, please remember this, because this is an heritage from, ancient heritage from northern Thailand that can provide to save the forest here in this region. I've been working with tea since 1994, when a good friend of mine and my tea mentor convinced me to open up a tea shop in Madrid in Spain. And about 15 years ago, I came to Thailand to source ceramic teapots. At that time, I didn't have a clue that Thailand was growing tea. Not until a friend of mine, who today is also my business partner, Mr. Vorakonwongfu, he told me so. But I was not sure, because I never heard about tea from Thailand. I heard about tea from India, from Sri Lanka, from China, even from Russia, but never about tea from Thailand. So he wanted to show me, so he took me to the local market here in Chiang Mai, Vorarut market, and he shows me this. Doesn't look like tea, does it? So still I was not very sure. So he told me, okay, I'll take you up to the mountain, I'll show you the plant. So he took me up to the mountain, and it was the tea plant, but this was growing in the forest. I was amazed, because it was so different from all the other tea plantations I've seen around the world. You know, these kind of small, green, beautiful bushes, grows nice fields and so on. But this tea was growing in its natural habitat, together with all the other trees. Well, we continue our journey in the northern Thailand, traveling around, and I saw these kind of bare mountains without so much trees, or completely without any trees. And I started to think about this deforestation, and also about this tea that my friend just have shown me inside the forest. So I thought this was my profession, so I thought, wow, it would be cool to make tea for drinking from this tea plantation in the forest. But I went back to Spain, and it took many years. And about 5 years ago, I met a very important tea professional here in Chiang Mai. And she introduced me to other tea professionals and tea farmers. And they say, yeah, it's okay, you can do that. We do it already. So then I got the idea of being able to produce tea only from Thailand, but forest friendly. So why is the deforestation and so on, why is it so bad? This is an example from Nan province here in Thailand. Probably people who lives in Thailand probably read about it or saw it on television. And this problem in Nan here. Luckily, this is not how most of the mountain looks like up here in northern Thailand. But if we don't take care, maybe this is how they can look like in the future. And this is not the future we want, is it? We all seen this in our school books. I think everybody saw it in their school books. We learned this, but did we learn from it? Even if you live in a condo in the center of Bangkok, you need the forest. Because the forest, it provides the oxygen for you to breathe. It cleans the air for all the pollution that we are throwing out. It gives us biodiversity. And it gives us the rain and keeps the water that we need to survive. So what can tea do to save forest or to help the forest? No, I'm not coming to that yet. First, I have to tell you a little bit about the deforestation. The deforestation is not new. It's been going on for a long time. In colonial times, the Europeans came here and took a lot of teak woods from these forests. And they came here to build teak wood for building ships or make furniture for their homes and so on. The Thai government had tried to do many things to stop this, but still illegal logging is going on. On top of that, in the 50s and 60s, Due to instability and wars in neighboring countries, there was a massive immigration coming here. The population tripled within 50 years. So this, of course, caused a lot of cutting trees and build houses, and they also need food, so a lot of more agriculture. These mountains are also, they also started industrial farming in this mountain for crops such as rubber, corn, and fruit production. All this have put the forest in the northern Thailand in a little bit of danger. So now I come to what tea can do to save this forest. But first, to answer that question, I have to first show you a little bit about the history of the tea plant. Today, as I said before, the tea grows in these beautiful tea plantations. They are very efficient. You can pick a lot of tea very quick. And in some plantations, you can also pick with machine. This efficiency, and also produce fantastic tea. And these efficient plantations are very important because tea is the second most consumed drink in the world after water. So we have to pick a lot of tea to give everybody their teacup. And now, take a look at this. This is also tea, but in its original form. This is wild tea. This has been growing for thousands of years in the mountains, in Thailand as well. And before the Chinese, who had this brilliant idea to invent the tea as we know it today, the tea for drinking, the tea was growing wild like this in the forest, and only in one area in the world, in the mountain chain between Assam and India, into Burma, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Yunnan in China. And before the Chinese invented the tea for drinking, people in this area were using the tea for other purposes. They were using it for herbal medicine and also for producing tea, fermenting the tea for eating. And this in Thailand is called miang. This is still also popular in Burma and is called lapetto. And probably this was used in all this region where tea was growing wild before, but today forgotten in most of the places. So let's go back to Thailand. In Thailand, people like to eat the tea. They didn't drink much tea. They like to eat it, ferment it and eat it. So they took the seeds from the wild tea that were growing in this mountain up here in northern Thailand, and they started to plant it also in the forest like this. So this is a miang plantation. And this grows, like as you can see, together with other trees and other things. But the miang consumption have dropped dramatically. Today, I don't think that anyone under 60 years old eats miang anymore. So the miang business is not very good. They don't make much money. And this put this miang plantation in danger to be cut down and replaced for higher value crops. But what if we take this leaf and we start to produce the tea for drinking? Now the focus have changed, and we are talking about producing tea, producing the second most consumed beverage in the world. So this is quite different. And this tea plant, the tea plant from the miang plantation, they are strong and resistant. We don't need pesticides. We don't need irrigation system. And we want to preserve these tea plants because they are so strong, and they take their nutrition from the ecosystem. They are very good and strong. So by producing tea, we can put a value on this for the farmers. So now I'm going to come back to this. How can we save the forest with this tea? We turn this miang forest into high quality, ecological friendly tea. In this way, we can pay a higher price to the farmers, so they get the value for this tea plant in the forest, to grow it in the forest. In this way, they don't want to cut down the tree, because if they cut down the trees around it, we don't buy it anymore. So to achieve this, we and the farmers and local tea professionals, we are working together, sharing skills and knowledge and experience to try to make this tea to be a high-quality product that we believe the whole world demands. And this is the way that we can protect the forest. So this is another picture. Here we can see a mountain in Doi Ba Wi mountain in Chiang Rai, and a healthy mountain on the other side. Normally when tea producers want to make tea from this miang plant, for the tea they find in the forest, they cut down the forest all around the tea trees, all the unnecessary trees. So you can see here all these dots in that mountains, that is a tea plant. But you see that all the rest of the forest is cut down. And this has happened in Doi Ba Wi. But we have convinced this tea producer in this mountain here to replant this forest, to reforest this mountain. So far they have planted 1,000 trees of 50 different varieties in this area here. So in the future we will once again get a forest in its natural habitat. And this is a way that we also can use the tea or the income from forest-friendly tea to not only protect forest, but also actually reforest damaged area like this. So to conclude this presentation have introduced a way of turning a local product that not so many people use anymore into something different that the world demands. Tea is the second most drink in the world. And many tea professionals, farmers, and community members have been part of developing this monsoon tea business model, so that can provide income to the farmers by keeping the forest. This concept is not perfect yet, but we work with biologists, forest specialists, tea professionals to increase quality and also fine-tune this thing of tea production and keeping the natural ecosystem. So we are constantly trying to get better. We're trying to get better in quality of tea. We're trying to get better in logistic. We're trying to get better in maybe how the nature can work better together with tea. But all the time trying to keep a very good taste and a very high quality of tea. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our vision of a sustainable forest in northern Thailand and our common future. And I encourage everyone to use their creativity to create a business such in the way that we can get the value to the forest that is worth. If we can start to make good products from the mountains where the forest still grows, we can help the farmers to get an income to keep the forest. So thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ